Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is the Culture Confederacy. It's Monday, and here I am again with my corncob pipe, enjoying my velvet pipe tobacco, drinking my donut shop coffee. And when I saw this story at foxbusiness.com, I had to share it with you, and I instantly thought of Salty Cracker. Sometimes here on YouTube, you've got to give shout-outs, pay it forward. So shout out again to Salty Cracker. I saw last night he had a lot of views with his live stream. Hopefully one day when I get enough subscribers, I'll be able to do some type of live stream. I don't know how that's going to work out. Probably be a train wreck, as this video will be. This is going to be a one-take video. But here's the story for you. This is, once again, foxbusiness.com. Spice company that called Republicans racist begs for gift card purchases after losing customers. Now, if where I work pulled this type of stunt, we'd be out of business tomorrow. The Spice Company has reportedly lost more than 40,000 subscribers after the CEO's politically charged email. This is another article by John Brown. I did a video last night featuring an article by John Brown, and that was about BLM funneling money to Canada, so go check out that video. I believe this came out yesterday, this article here from Fox Business. It says a Wisconsin-based spice company that made headlines earlier this month when its CEO sent an email to customers accusing Republicans of racism is now asking people to buy gift cards after hemorrhaging tens of thousands of customers. Ooh, ouch. Earlier this month, Penzeys Spices, and that's spelled Penzeys, CEO Bill Penzeys renamed the extended Martin Luther King Jr. Day weekend to be, quote, Republicans are racist weekend. In a newsletter to customers, in the letter, he said his aim was to anger Republicans in honor of the late civil rights icon. They show a picture of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Quote, remember how Republicans going against a mountain of evidence to the contrary once again lied and said BLM wasn't a peaceful movement, but instead terrorists inciting violence throughout the country, and then raced out to buy a crap load of guns because maybe they were finally going to get their chance to shoot a black person? What a bunch of racists, the email said. Well, if I remember correctly, it wasn't Trump supporters or Republicans or even independents like myself or libertarians who were out there looting, rioting, and burning down the city. It was Antifa. It was BLM. Let's see, in Seattle, remember, and I talked about this before, they created Chaz, the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. Then you had the riots in Portland, Atlanta, New York City. I could go on and on. Kenosha, Wisconsin. Penzeys also claimed that the Republican Party, quote, does everything it can to make it harder for black people to vote. Really? Since sending his controversial email, Penzeys sent out another massive Friday asking, I think they did a misprint here, another email Friday asking for gift card purchases and admitting that his company had since lost 40,005 subscribers, which is approximately 3% of their base, according to 1130 WISN. Quote, after starting the year with all Republicans are Republicans and following up with Republicans are racist, we've set a nice little boycott Penzeys surge in motion, Penzeys wrote. It certainly wasn't unexpected, but it's within your means. You picking up a small stack of gift cards would help. Despite the fact that his politically charged email reportedly brought in 30,000 new subscribers, pardon me, Penzeys conceded, I told you it would be a one-take video, and I'm getting over this cold. It's taken a couple weeks to get over it. Penzeys conceded that, quote, we are still down about 10,000. Please help. Well, you shouldn't be insulting your customers. That's a number one no-no in business. Do not insult your customers. You want to do everything you can to bring in customers because that means more revenue in your pocket. Business 101. Quote, if you can't even begin to fathom how to compromise with January 6th or the Republican vaccine lies needlessly killing 10,000 Americans every week, how do we know that for sure? If you have no desire to become halfway racist, and if their intent to destroy our climate for 1,000 years to come doesn't have you asking, what if we just destroyed it for 500 years instead, we would be better off with you on this voice of cooking email list, he wrote. This absolutely makes no sense. This is just gibberish. This guy is writing gibberish. And this is the CEO of this company. Penzeys Spices did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Of course they didn't. So what are people saying about this this spicy little adventure here, this mishap with this business. So the 40K lost is 3% of the base, but added 30,000 30,000 back. So net loss of 10,000 is about 1% of their base. So losing 1% is cause for begging for help. I think it's worse than they let on. Probably so. Of course it is. They know they would never gain back the customers they lost, but they also know that if they tell the truth about their loss, the investors that stayed with them will start to pull out too. Those investors may not mind their politics, but they do mind losing their money, of course, because at the end of the day, it's all about the money. The difference is Republicans are the ones that are spending the money just because they supposedly only have a net loss of 10,000 subscribers. They more than likely have a revenue loss of more than 30,000 or 30+% here. Pardon me. They're using percentage here. This is small print. Activism and business do not mix. You would think people would have figured this out by now. Yeah, can we say NFL? Can we say Coca-Cola? If 40,000 customers is only 3% of their base, and they're actually only down 10,000 customers, and they have been begging for people to buy gift cards, someone is lying about those numbers. They had only 1.3% of their customers. It should be bothering them. It shouldn't be bothering them at all. Well, anytime there's a loss, it should bother you. You want to keep as much revenue as you can. Because if you lose a customer, that person may go and tell 10 other people about their bad experience. So there's more comments here about the percentage. Do they use woke math to match their strident rants? $40,000 is 3% of 1.3 million. If they really had 1.3 million subscribers, their appeal would not be so urgent sounding. I posted the news story on Yelp for my local Penzeys spice store in Houston. Yelp immediately removed it, even though the racism lies came directly from Penzeys' CEO. As a result, I discontinued my use of both Yelp and Penzeys. Yelp doesn't support accurate information. They support misinformation. I'm willing to bet that more conservatives cook and eat at home than liberals. They probably didn't realize that 90% of their sales went to conservatives. That's funny. Now, I'm an independent voter. But this is the problem when you have a two-party system. Talked about this before. When you only have a two-party system, you're going to have businesses, unfortunately, that fall into this trap of appeasing the woke crowd or the mob. We can't have that. A business is supposed to be there to serve everybody. I mean, are we going to go back to the days of Jim Crow now? But it's Jim Crow for conservatives, or you go to a conservative city and it's Jim Crow for liberals? If we had more political parties, this wouldn't be happening. And people would get wise to the fact that you can't be insulting your customers, whether they're conservative, liberal, or an independent like myself. It's one thing to make political statements, it's another thing to make completely false political statements. They need some facts. The day that he came out and said that I sent the company an email via their website asking them to keep me informed on their going out of business sale, they told me I was interested in warehouse equipment. To this day, I've not heard back from them. I was probably not the only one reaching out. Let me extend this, reaching out to them. Hopefully you can pick up your equipment soon. For a few pennies on the dollar, you'll need to be sure to sanitize all the woke off of it prior to use. That's great. I love it. So these are the comments regarding this story. FoxBusiness.com. Once again, I want to do this before I left for work this morning. A one-take video. Article again by John Brown. Title of the article. Let me scroll up the top of the page here. Takes a moment. Spice company that called Republicans racist begs for gift card purchases after losing customers. So this is the Culture Confederacy saying peace out, stay safe everybody, God bless this great country, I'll catch you next time. You like the video, don't forget to click that like button, subscribe, hit me up on Instagram at #JasonComposes, leave comments below, and now you can reach me at Twitter, Culture Confederacy at Twitter. This is the Culture Confederacy saying catch you next time.